Hey guys, how's it going? Are you just happy to be here, or is that a sword in your pocket? Hit the subscribe button and hang out while we get started.
Latches of ice, latches of steel, the hammer is heavy as a wagon.
Hey guys, I just wanted to jump in here real quick at the beginning of the video and just say thank you for clicking and watching because I also forgot to record an intro for this, and because of the power of editing, I also realized I stood way too close to the camera, so you can't see the top of my head for a lot of it, but it's not that bad. And I'm not a video producer. I'm not here to make movies. I'm just here to share my information about armor. So,
What did he say?
this is why the thank you for being here is so early. You guys are awesome. Enjoy the video. Here's the intro. Hey guys, Warstash here. I just wanted to come on here and put a little video together where we're going to talk about the different fighting styles in what is Buhurt. And that is the AMMA circuit, the Buhurt circuit, the dual circuit, and there might even be a surprised category there at the end just because I enjoy it. Hope you guys like the video. Stick around. Let's do this. So the first one we're going to talk about today is Buhurt, and that is your 3v3s, 5-on-5s, 7v7s, 12v12s. It's your big open field mass battles. This is what's going to get you close to like your historical tournaments or your tourneys, as they were called back then. It was where knights would just come together when there was no war going on, or like they just had downtime and they needed to raise freedom, or not freedom, wow, raise fandom, and needed to raise money or supplies or fame just because they were bored. It was a way for them to show off with all their friends, and you had a little more rules than open tournaments and basic fighting for war style. Okay, so what we're going to look at here first is Ukraine versus United States in the 12v12. It looks like a chest mounted cam. So follow along with me here. We're going to look at this together side by side. 2019 Siberia. Look at that. Looks like we're on the Ukrainian side. I like their stance, staying nice and close, building that front line, keeping a few guys behind. So what you'll notice is they're trying not to get separated, because once you do like that, you end up in pockets and you'll get crushed real quick. And the dirt. So see, he didn't make 3 points of contact, so he is still allowed to stand back up, as long as he can get unstuck from his buddy. So this next one is we're going to look at, it's your typical 5v5. It's going to be what you see a lot of the times when you go to like your IMCF, BI, World Championships. A lot of your Ren fairs are going to run this same style as long as they have enough fighters to fill the roster. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. But you can see they always have their rail, their guard, and a center. And here we see the rail and guard going to work, making sure those sides. You can see those centers, their only job is to create chaos and try and get an advantage on the field. That's the only thing they're worried about, is getting that advantage, so we can go to 4-3, 3-4, whatever the numbers are at the time. It is kind of a chess match, a stalemate sometimes, because that one rail is really trying to work to push that side, where the other rail is trying to save themselves for a later play in the game. And that's where you get this strategy. It's not just a bunch of nerds with muscles trying to beat each other up and look cool. Where you get some rail work. Oh, and a guy went down. See, those leg shots, that's nasty. That's what the open melees serves you. You might be winning a fight 1 second, and then you're automatically losing it the next. Oof, oof, them are nasty. Oof. Oh, looks like he almost got him in the groin on that shot. Oh, and they went down there. Anyway, this is open field melees. That's probably the closest thing you're going to get to like your historical tournament style, just because there's no stabbing involved, because back then all their weapons were still sharp, even though they had blunted training weapons. Uh, Not everybody was honest and carried one into the field, so no stabbing was allowed, and once they hit the ground, you just left them alone. That's the open field melees, and that is some of the most fun in the sport you can have, in my personal opinion. Next, we're going to get into some of the absolute crazies who decide they want to pro fight each other and do this MMA style. Okay, in this next set of fighting we're going to talk about, it's called the pro fighting or the expedition fighting. This is where you essentially use the UFC and MMA and you smash them together with armor and nerds. And you get this wonderful baby of violence that just...
Insides are out. Your outsides are in. Your entrails will become your extrails. Our ring. All the pain. Lots of pain.
Okay, guys, with all the violence that this is, let's take a look just so you can have an understanding of what I mean. See, pulling off a head kick like that in armor is absolutely insane, considering your leg weighs an extra almost 15 pounds at that point. But this is pro fighting, MMA. This is MMA with swords to the ground, nasty fighting. This is violence in its purest form. Pretty sure he just broke that guy's arm. Okay, and for the next category we're going to talk about is the duels category, and this is actually a really fun one. This is a lot of the technical strategy and slowing it down. A lot of the SCA and HEMA guys are going to jump on my back here because we fight a lot different than they are, because we don't stab. I don't like to be stabbed. I've been stabbed a few times. I have scars from being stabbed. I don't like it. Nope, you can out of here with that. Go that way and keep going that way when you have gone all the way that way. Don't be here with that. So we do our duels a little bit different. It is a little more finesse and points based, purely on just time and tapping your opponent with your sword to gain points throughout the match. In some divisions, they do allow like pommel strikes and kicking, and others they don't. I don't remember exactly which one is which. The rules get really muddled, especially when they change them every year. Side note, if you guys can stop doing that, that'd be great. Okay, so for the first category of the duels, what we're going to talk about is the sword and shield. This one is personally one of the coolest in my opinion. It's one that I have been striving to learn. I'm just waiting on my arming sword to get here. And as soon as it does, I'm going to pick that training up immediately, because these guys have some flash and style when they come to their duels. Sometimes this is done off of points. Sometimes it's done to the first of 5 strikes. So these guys are very effective and very quick, very nimble, and very smart with the way they sword fight. Okay, guys, what we're going to take a look at here first is the sword and shield fight. This is a AMCF qualifiers back in 2024. So let's go ahead and look at it. As you guys can see, it is much more of a chest match. These guys are not just swinging wild and open. You need to make sure everything is calculated and protected. These guys are highly athletic. You can see they're trying to read each other at 100 miles an hour. It's absolutely impressive the way these guys are able to just come out and dissect each other and be able to strike and hit and move. And the intensity that they do it at the entire time, keeping that pace, the conditioning that these guys are, the absolute athleticism that comes with it. Okay, so this next one we're going to take a look at is the longsword duels. This is one where the human guys are going to come at us pretty hard because we do it so differently. Because again, I don't like to get stabbed. I know a lot of the other guys don't like to get stabbed, and so we do it without stabbing each other. I feel like that's a pretty safe alternative because, you know, getting stabbed is bad. Let's keep all of our insides on the inside. We're going to take a look at this clip here. We're at the AMCF qualifiers of 2024. The armor actually looks familiar in this clip. As you can see, this longsword duel, they definitely slow it down quite a bit. And they're looking for points, not just for destroying your opponent. This is really a chess match of trying to determine whose skill with a sword is better. You see there's another one going on there in the background. Looks like a women's fight. In fact, I think I recognize two suits on that field.
30 seconds.
Ooh, hand shot.
4, 3, 2.
That's a long sword duel. Pretty cool. It's a lot more slowed down, pulling your opponent apart, picking them in pieces, and seeing how it goes. For the next category of pole arm, we're going to look at a few different weapons. They have the halbert, they have the pole axe, and they have a spear weapon almost looking thing. And then there's a few other alternatives that you can get into. Most of the time, it's just anything that's on a long pole that's about as tall as you are, if not longer. That's the determining factor for like a historical pole arm. There's a whole lot of other definitions that somebody's going to chew me apart in the comments. Just do it nicely. That's what we're all here for. Our first clip we're going to look at is from Carolina Carnage 2025. It's going to be a pole arm duel. Looks like we got two halberts out in the field. And as you can see, with those long weapons, they're really dropping bombs. Ooh, them fingers gotta not feel good after that. Oh, lost the weapon there. Not too bad. But as you can see, it takes a lot of damage to the hands, to the head, the thighs, the waist, the hips especially. If you don't have your hips padded well, like with one of them skirts, you're gonna be hating life. Anyway, that about wraps it up. I do have one extra category for everybody who stuck around this late in the video because I know I'm super boring, and Buhurt also isn't everybody's cup of tea, but if you clicked on the video, it's got to be your cup of tea, right? But we can all agree on one thing, and that is jousting. Jousting is super fun. It's always been an interest of mine, and if you know of anybody who jousts, tag them because I would love to get to know them. I have questions. Dumb questions, but questions. Let's go ahead and look at the jousting video. Okay, we're going to take a look here at what is the Knights of Valor full contact jousting. This stuff, these guys are nuts. I don't know these guys personally, but if you're willing to get on a horse and do this, you've got to be insane. It looks like it is absolutely miserable. So, ooh, that just makes me hurt looking at it. And no helmet. Oh, okay, we're doing good. Oh, you gotta be crazy to do this kind of thing. You know, one more. We'll look up one more big jousting hit. Okay, we're gonna look at one more for you guys. This is from Tilt Jousting, I believe. Let's take a look. Coming down. Holy shit. Slow motion does not help it make it look any better. Ow, why? See, I thought I was crazy, and then I see these guys, and I don't feel as crazy anymore. Oh, his leg's not supposed to spin that way. Are you guys okay? Jousters, like really, are you okay? You can call us and ask for help. Just blink twice. We'll come help. Anyway, that about does it today. That's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for sticking around. Please leave a comment in the bottom. What's your favorite type of fighting? Do you enjoy the duels, the open field, the pro fight series, or you're just here to watch the jousting, or make fun of me. Leave it in the comments, but do it kindly. And remember, we're all a community here. Thank you. Like, subscribe.
Latches of ice, latches of steel. The hammer is heavy as a wagon wheel.